evening. Happy Friday to everybody out there in social media land. Today is Friday, March 13th. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not going to be on here at great length, but I want to invite those of you that are joining me to let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. So those of you that are joining me this evening, please be kind enough to let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from. Just want to acknowledge you tonight. Those of you that are tuning in, those of you that are watching, let me know who you are and where you are tuning in from. As you're doing that, just want to say it has been a good day, and we're glad that this day has come to an end. This has been a long week, but we're appreciative and we're grateful for everything that God has allowed to happen for us on this week. Hey, man, how are you? Again, good evening, everybody. Let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from. We are live tonight. I just wanted to come chat with y'all for a little bit. I hope and pray everybody's well. But as you are logging in or tuning in, let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from, where you're watching from. Just want to acknowledge you tonight and thank you for tuning in and being a part of this experience. I'm not going to be on long tonight, but I just wanted to get on for just a moment and talk about hello. Good evening to everybody, Lottie Dottie, and everybody. All right. Cantanoa Ahio is in the house. Those of you that are coming on, let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from. Hey, Kiara, how are you? Kiara, how are you? I pray that you're well. Yes, I'm glad to be on tonight. Y'all come on in the room. Stop being shy. And holler back at me now. We are grateful for all of y'all being on tonight. It is Friday night. God has allowed us to make it to the end of another week, and we are appreciative. I know it has been too long, too long. Tonight, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my book that is now available for pre-order. It is available on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles, Apple Books, pretty much everywhere books are sold. You're able to pre-order your book. Thank you so very much. You can go to my website tonight and order an autographed copy directly from my website, adlcministries.com. But you can find it on Barnes & Nobles, Apple Books, Amazon, and it will become available on March the 27th. That is our release date, but you can get an ebook, you can get a hard copy, or a paperback. And I'm so excited about this book being complete and available for those who desire to have it. This is something that you definitely want to add to your library because I do believe that if you've ever felt forgotten, abandoned, forsaken, or overlooked, you've ever had to deal with hurt, pain, shame, rejection, any of those things, I want you to know this book offers hope and healing and a life-changing truth that nothing in your life was wasted. and that everything happened on purpose for a purpose. So I want to encourage you tonight to go and patronize and support yours truly tonight and order a copy of my book entitled Given Up on Purpose: How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Pain to Reveal Destiny. So you want to ensure that you have this book in your library. So I want you to go tonight, and make sure you pre-order Given Up on Purpose: How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Pain to Reveal Destiny. It was written again by yours truly. The foreword is by Pastor John Hanna. So I want to encourage you tonight to go and pre-order Given Up on Purpose tonight. There's a whole lot of y'all peeking, but y'all ain't speaking. Hey, listen. Listen, hey, you got to do what you got to do. So I want to encourage everybody tonight to go, and I thank you for ordering and supporting me. I appreciate it so much, Jennifer. How many of you all that are watching already have pre-ordered your book? We ain't going. Let's not tell no stories tonight. See, Kwan, I don't know if you got my message today, but your book should be arriving Tuesday, I believe. So I want to make sure that you all pre-order Given Up on Purpose: How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Pain to Reveal Destiny. This is a very personal journey that I am sharing with you all as to how I came about to be who I am and where I am. I was given up at birth by my biological mother because of the influence of drugs in her life at that time, amongst some other things. And growing up, I wrestled with feelings of abandonment and rejection and wondering why I had to be the one given up, why I had to be the one that was adopted, why I had to be the one to deal with broken promises. Thank you so much for sharing this experience, Jennifer. And you all feel free to tag your people or share this experience. I'm not going to be on at great length, but I want to make sure that we're here. And while I got you, we want to save the date. We are, of course, quite busy leading up to release date. I'm doing 2 podcasts on Monday, and I will be doing a TV interview with TCT coming up. Actually, the morning of release date. I don't know when it will be broadcasted, but I know that's when we are recording, and then I'll have the awesome privilege of going to Dallas for an interview, and definitely look forward to talking about this a little bit, and just some awesome things that are happening. And so I want to encourage you, please, ma'ams, please, sirs, to order and pre-order your book. Our official launch party, launch celebration, book launch celebration will be May the 3rd at 5 o'clock. So please save the date, put it on your calendar, and make plans to come out and celebrate the official launch of my book entitled Given Up on Purpose. Pastor Murphy, I got to call you back, man. Thank you for the call. So I want to encourage you to please, ma'ams, please, sirs, go and pre-order your book tonight. But again, growing up, I felt all the things: the rejection, the abandonment, the hurt, the question as to why I had to be the one given up, why I had to be the one adopted. Felt like that there was a difference in how I was treated versus how my siblings that my biological mother raised. And I wrestled with that. Fortunate enough to have a relationship with my biological mother. I've always known who she is. she would say that she was going to come pick me up, and wouldn't show up. I would run to the door every time I heard something. She wasn't there. I would call. She wouldn't answer. Um, and those things pained me. There were times I would have dreams about some of those things, and I would just wake up pillow wet with tears. There was a time that I could not talk about what I went through without becoming emotional. But it is very important for us to know that the Lord knows the way that we take, and we can't make it a habit of tripping because of what we have to go through. And we can't be so quick to misdiagnose what God is really doing in our lives. We have to trust and know that He knows what He's doing. What I went through taught me two things, and I love to share this everywhere I go and to everyone I talk to. What I went through taught me numerous things, but two of the major things that it taught me. The first thing is sometimes you're better off with a person's absence than you would be by their presence. We are people that don't like to let go. We like to hold on. We believe everybody is in our lives for a lifetime. It's okay to understand that everybody is not meant for you. Everybody that's in your crowd ain't in your corner. As a matter of fact, I was reflecting earlier today. A lot of times some of the hurt and disappointment that we experience is because we look for ourselves in other people. Y'all ain't talking back to me tonight. Y'all just peeking, but y'all ain't interacting. We interacting over here in holiness. And so, um, sometimes we find ourselves disappointed and hurt because we look for ourselves in other people. We look for other people to be to us who we are to them, and that's not always the case. As I was reflecting today, I was just thinking some of the same individuals whom I have supported and I've been loud about and rallied behind and pushed their endeavors and different things of that nature. Some of them same people have been very quiet this last week since this announcement has come out about this book. But we have to understand that we can't look for ourselves in other people. And if we understand that, we can save ourselves a whole lot of heartache. But everybody is not meant to be in our lives forever. So we have to understand that sometimes we're better off with a person's absence than we would be by their presence. Don't worry about who left you. Don't worry about who did not see the value in you. Don't worry about who betrayed you or who didn't take you seriously, or who didn't see your worth, who walked out of your life, because you're better off with their absence than you would be by their presence. Sometimes God has to break your heart in order to save your soul, and it is better to hurt for a period or a season than to be hurt for the rest of your life. So you have to be willing to serve an eviction notice to some people. You got to be willing to give some people a benediction and declare, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. It's okay when things don't work out. It's really okay. It's really, really okay when people feel like y'all in two different places in life. It's okay. It's okay. Let them walk out. Let them leave. You're better off with their absence than you would be by their presence. I believe it was Evangelist Fantasia that said, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. So you got to learn how to let some people and some things go, and understand that some people come into your life just to help you get to a certain place. They have an assignment. Let them work their assignment. And when their assignment is up, you got to let them go. So that was the first thing what I went through taught me. It taught me that sometimes you're better off with a person's absence than you would be by their presence. And while you're in it, you don't always see it. When I was in the thick of it, when I was really in my feelings, when I was really hurt, when I was really carrying the pain, I did not see it. But a great philosopher said, I believe it was Soren Kierkegaard, he says that life is lived in forward, but only understood in reverse. While you're going through it, while you're in it, there's some things that's not going to make sense to you. And so the second thing it taught me was that you must be willing to give up your right to hurt in order to receive your healing. Listen to this. What you have gone through. Please share this tonight. Everybody, please hit the share, hit the share, hit the share button. Tag your friends, your families. Absolutely, I got you. You have to understand that what you have gone through, you have every reason to be upset. You have every reason to be mad, every reason to be bitter. You've been betrayed. You've been hurt. You've been molested. You've been raped. You've been cheated on. You've been lied to. You've gone through a divorce. You've lost some loved ones. You've endured trauma. Some of you have been in some domestic situations. You have every right to be bitter. You have every right to be hateful, unforgiving. You have every right to hold a grudge. You have every right to not be forgiving again. You have every right to be upset. You have every right. In college, we used to say, and don't judge me, back in college, we used to say, you have every right to be pissed to the highest level of festivity. That is your right. But holding on to that right will not bring you healing and wholeness. What you have gone through, it wasn't your fault. Let me free somebody tonight. What you have endured, what you have gone through, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault that they didn't see you. They didn't believe you. It wasn't your fault that you were taken advantage of. It wasn't your fault that the marriage failed, that the relationship didn't work. It wasn't your fault. But just as much as it wasn't your fault, you have to understand and know that the healing and the responsibility is the healing and the recovery rather is your responsibility. It is your responsibility to heal and to recover. You didn't cause the hurt. The hurt ain't your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal and recover. And so you got to give up that right to hurt. You got to give up that right to sit in it. Some of you tonight, even now, and I got to get in my under my anointing when I say this. Some of you need to stop rehearsing old hurt. Some of you are upset and you holding on to something against somebody, and they're dead and gone. They're in the grave, and you're still living with it. It's still haunting you. Tonight, I want to encourage you, and I'm not just saying this because I'm promoting my book, but I'm saying this tonight because you really need to heal. You need to add this book to your library. You're able to pre-order it. And of course, share my story, but I also walk through some of things that we endure in life, betrayal. We talk about identity and abandonment, faith, redemption. And we also invoke biblical perspective. We look at the life of Moses. We look at the life of Peter. We look at the life of Joseph and others. And I want to encourage you, if you've ever dealt with any of those things, if you ever felt overlooked, if you ever felt abandoned, you ever had to deal with hurt, pain, grief, any time in your life, you felt forsaken, you felt like you were less than, you felt like you were the black sheep, you felt like nobody understood you, this is the book that you need to order. It will offer you healing and hope, and it will cause you to change your perspective about what it is that you have gone through. Once I came into understanding my purpose, once the light bulb went off in my head and in my spirit to understand and realize if I wasn't given up, if I wasn't adopted, help me, Holy Ghost, I would not know God like I do today. There are some things that we go through in life that are necessary. It feels like punishment. It feels like betrayal. It feels like God is don't know what He's doing, and He's taking us in the opposite direction. And we on His hate list. We on His bad list. We on the bad side of God. But God is setting us up for divine positioning, and it is important for you tonight to understand that what you are going through are necessary adjustments. God is divinely positioning you so you can be what He's called you to be. David said it best. He said, "It was good for me that I was afflicted, that I might learn your statutes." Before I was afflicted, I went astray. Before I was afflicted, I did my own thing. Before I was afflicted, I began to embrace things that went against my beliefs. But you have to understand. Come on, sis. You have to understand there's some things that are necessary. Oh my God. Andre Crouch is one of my favorite composers. Andre Crouch has wrote so many classics. And y'all gotta forgive me. I don't know why I'm emotional tonight, but when I just think about the lengths God went through to position me where He wanted me to be, so I could be who you know me to be and who He's called me to be. Oh, I don't even know what to say. There's no words. People always ask me, why did you want to be a preacher? I didn't want to be a preacher. I didn't want to do this. God called me, and God went through great lengths to get my attention and position me where He would have me to be so I could hear and know His voice when He called me. But Andre Crouch, one of my favorite composers, he said, I want to thank Him for the mountains. I want to thank Him for the valleys. I want to thank Him for the storms that He brought me through. Because if I never had a problem, I wouldn't know that God could solve them. I wouldn't know what faith in God could do. You know it through it all. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God through it all. He's kept me through it all. I've learned to depend upon His word. Sisters and brothers, tonight I want to encourage you to support me. But in supporting me, I believe that God is going to bless you. This is my first book. It's been years in the making. I first started writing this book in 2020 during COVID. I did a weekend getaway, wrote my first chapter. I abandoned what God had given me to do for 5 years. 2025, and I thank God for my dear sis. She was on tonight. I don't know if she's still on, but I was invited to sometime last year to be a part of a TV taping this year. And it was something that rose up in me that did not want to do this until I finished this. I didn't want to do the interview until I finished this. God used that to motivate me to finish, and He graced me to finish. I began writing, picking it back up end of 2025. And through our 21-day fast in the month of January, God allowed me to finish this book. I mean, the second and last week of the fast, I wrote 4 chapters, I believe, in one night after our prayer service and prayer time. So this is certainly God ordained. I don't even remember the year that God gave me the title to my book. But I will never forget, it was years ago. I was in high school. Pastor Duranis Pace prophesied to me that I would write books, and that I would write a book that would help and free a lot of men. And she's gone on now, but her prophecy has come to pass. And so I want to encourage you, if you haven't already done so, this book, again, was written by me. It's entitled Given, Given, Given Up on Purpose, How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Hurt to Reveal Destiny. The foreword was written by Pastor John Hanna, and I'm just so excited about this book, and I cannot wait for you to get it and read it. And yeah, so I want to encourage you tonight to go to Amazon, go to Barnes and Nobles, go get your Kindle, go to Apple Books. Some of you might have a, what is it called, a Robo? Some of you might not have Kindle. You might have Robo. Go get your Robo and download and pre-order Given Up on Purpose. If you want an autographed copy, maybe you're not able to come to the book launch and get your book then and get your autographed copy. Those of you that are out of state, go ahead, go to the website, pre-order your autographed copy, and you will receive it in the mail. And we're just excited. I'm so excited about this project, this particular work. And I want you to go. There's an ebook, there's a hardback, there's a paperback version, and Lord willing, we're gonna get in the studio tomorrow. So a lot of people have encouraged me to go ahead and use my own voice and do the audiobook. I do not like my voice. I get compliments on it all the time, but I do not like my voice. But we're going to go and try to get some time in the studio tomorrow as we record the audiobook version. So there will soon be an audiobook, but don't wait for that. Go ahead and pre-order your actual book. So again, I'm looking forward to it and to all that God is going to do. Yeah, so we're excited. So please, ma'ams, please, sirs, go now, go tonight and pre-order Giving Up on Purpose and make plans to join me for the book launch. It is free and open to the public. It will be happening on May 3rd at 5 o'clock p.m. in the city of Los Angeles. Those of you that can and will on these I know I'm doing I don't know if the Monday morning podcast is live or that's pre-recorded, but I know Monday night I will be on a podcast that is live. It will be on Instagram, I believe, for sure, and I believe Facebook, the Safe Space Podcast, I believe it is. And March 31st, I will be in Dallas for a TV taping. And those of you that are in the Dallas area, I want you to invite you to come and hang out with me for a little bit. I'm going to be in and out, but come and get your ticket. Tickets are free. Reserve your spot and come be a part of the studio audience. And whenever that TCT interview is available, I will share that with you all, of course. And I want you to tune in and show some love and know that there's going to be some other opportunities for you to join me. But again, please, ma'ams, please, sirs, support your boy tonight. Support me, support me, support me. I need your support. Let's support our own. I love to see good people and our people succeed and do well. And I don't care what it is you're doing. You're doing something positive, doing something good. I'm going to support it. I'm going to share it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to hype you up. And so we all get a turn. So it's my turn. So I need you all to share this. I want you to go pre-order it. Tell others about it. I believe it will bless many. So thank you so much. Any questions from anybody? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? It's going to be here in Los Angeles. More details will come out within the next week or two. But yeah, so I want to encourage you all to go do that. Any questions anybody have, anybody want to ask before I get off of live tonight? Thank you for your support. Thank you. You can go to my website, adlcministries.com. That's my ministry website. You can pre-order your ebook, your paperback, or your hardback, or get your autographed copy of those two versions, you can go to my author website, algernonCooper.com. Again, you can go to Barnes and Nobles. You can go to Apple Books. You can go to Amazon right now. Questions about the book, anything, the book, or anything that anybody, any questions that anybody have tonight? Any questions that anybody have tonight? I want to help you if I can. Any questions? Oh, the Facebook saints are quiet tonight. What was your experience giving your first message? Whew, listen, nerves. I still get nervous. My hands get clammy and sweaty. My heart beats out my chest, my stomach, be feeling all kind of queasy and whatever. And yeah, so it's a lot. I was very nervous during my first message. I mean, I cried silent tears, but the Holy Ghost took over. I was super nervous, but God was with me, and I had a good pastor and a good mom that coached me and mentored me and made me stand up and go through my message and all of that, and corrected me. And yeah, I didn't like it when I was going through it and experiencing it, but it helped me. Come on here. I've always known that there was a calling upon your life, and I'm glad to know that you're answering the call. Glad you're answering the call. Yeah. All right. Any other questions from anybody? Nervous. Being nervous is a good thing, but it's important to hear from God. I would tell anybody that feels the calling of God when they want to, and desire to get in ministry and go out as calling them in ministry. What do I do? Spend time in prayer. Spend time in prayer. Make it your life. Make it your meal 3 times a day. Spend time in prayer. Don't rush your season. Don't rush for opportunities. Don't rush to become known. Spend time with God. Let Him keep you hidden as long as He needs to. But when your time on the backside of the desert is over, people will know you. They will call you. But don't rush your time with God and your seasons. That's a good question, sis, because I was just talking to someone about that. Just having to be back in that space and to just go through, relive some of those emotions. It wasn't as easy. It's not something I just was, excited about doing, but because I'm in a healed place now, it didn't hurt as much anymore. And I talk about it in the book, but I've also testified about it before. We can be guilty of letting go of things that we thought we've gotten over. We let go of things that we're still holding on to. That's why I always tell people, pray that prayer, Lord, search my heart, because sometimes the heart can be a little deceptive. Sometimes there can still be some things in your heart that you thought that you had gotten over. That's why we experience triggers. Somebody that ain't even the person that hurt you. They do something and it reminds you of what you went through, and it's like that whatever it was happened all over again. And so God healed me in a unique way. I actually experienced a triggering circumstance, and I talk about it in the book. And through that, long story short, I just began crying uncontrollably, and I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know what to do. And I mean, like tears were streaming down my face. I don't think I've ever in my life cried that hard. Maybe another time, but um, God was using that as the healing process for me, a healing moment for me. I had carried what happened to me in my childhood all the way into um, things that happened in the early '90s, all the way into the early 2000s. So 2008 to be exact. So God allowed something that didn't feel good in the moment happen to me, um, that initially ushered in healing for me. Um, and so I have forgiven, and sometimes you got to forgive what you forgave, uh, and because it can be an ongoing process, but you have to. Um, it's a lot. It was certainly a lot to kind of go back and just be in that place and kind of relive these things and walk through them as I was writing the book. So yeah, there were some days I'm like, oh, okay, this is enough for today. So yeah, I'm gonna check my email. I'm gonna know if y'all going to pre-order this book tonight. We got 2 sales since I've been on here. Look at the Lord. All right, all right, all right, all right. I didn't know that was possible. Okay, but yeah. I'm finna say no. One order came through. They didn't provide their email or their phone number. But all right, that was the first. How's your body? I feel about her, about the book? You know, um, right. You asked these questions again on May 3rd. No, I haven't really talked to her about the book, honestly. Um, and maybe I should, but she is in a and I did not talk about it in the book because I honestly feel like there's another book to be written because there's so much more in my journey that has happened in the last year that I haven't really talked or told anybody about. Um, Outside of you know, my wife and my mom who raised me, and my birth mom knows, of course. But um, yeah, last year it was a heavy year. A lot of emotions for a lot of reasons, and it was just a lot. And so um, I haven't really, but as God would have it, now I am kind of out of all of my siblings, I'm like the one that is kind of responsible for my birth mom. I am the one who am the first contact. I'm the one they call for approving anybody picking her up or taking her anywhere. Um, when something's wrong, they call me. We've gotten closer as the years have gone by. I ain't gonna say we never really work her not close, but there was, a time that I had a strong feeling there against her, and yeah. But God just has a funny way of bringing things full circle. I'm the one that takes her to take care of her business. I'm the one that she trusts, the only one that she trusts with her money and um, things of that nature. And so God just has a way of bringing things full circle. Uh, so yeah, he has a funny, funny way. So yeah, but yeah. So Any other questions from anybody? And I definitely want to invite you all to come be my special guest May 3rd at 5 o'clock for our book launch celebration. It's going to be a wonderful evening. There's going to be food and music and um, interview, and going to read some, going to sign books, do meet and greet and networking and taking pictures and all of that good things. There's going to be some giveaways. So I want to encourage you, if you're in LA or can get to LA May 3rd, come and hang out with us 5 o'clock p.m. for our book launch. But in the meantime, there's some more of you that need to go and pre-order my book, Giving Up on Purpose: How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Hurt to Reveal Destiny. Written by yours truly. The foreword was by Pastor John Hanna, who's absolutely one of my favorite people in ministry. And I am so grateful that I obeyed the voice of God and I did not allow fear to hinder me and stop me. And it's so funny, God just random, I guess it's not randomly, but he just randomly told me Pastor Hannah would write my foreword. And I'd heard his testimony. His testimony is somewhat similar to mine. It was my mom, but his father. And the Lord, I'd heard his testimony some years ago. And I didn't even, in writing this book, I had nothing in my mind about anybody writing a foreword. I would say closer to the end, I kind of started thinking about, having someone write a foreword. I didn't know who I was going to ask. And the Lord put him in my spirit. And I really, coming leading up to when I knew I was going to see him, I'm going to ask him, I'm going to ask him, I'm going to ask him. The day before, the day of, I said, fool, you don't you bother this man. Don't you ask this man. Don't you ask this man that this man ain't going to write no forward for you. And I allowed fear to literally make me change my mind all the way. And when I got there that evening that I talked to him, he literally preached the entire first chapter of my book. Literally, some of the same exact words that I said, phrases, and just some of the things that I brought out in this particular chapter. He literally just preached the essence of chapter number 1. And even as he was preaching, he began rebuking fear off of us. And I just knew that was God giving me the confirmation that I needed to ask him. And I asked him, and he said he would make it happen, and he made it happen. So he wrote the foreword for my book, Giving Up on Purpose. So I want to encourage you to go and to pre-order Giving Up on Purpose. Now, we want to be successful. Of course, I didn't write this to become popular or nothing like that, but we want to be successful in all that we do. We want to do some numbers online. We want to hit the bestsellers list and all of that. So I want to encourage you all to please go pre-order all the pre-orders. And that first week is so crucial because all the pre-orders count towards that first week of the book being released. So I really need you to tell a friend and go and purchase, pre-order, buy some for some other folks. There's a church bundle. You get 10 books for $165, I think it is. And so I want to encourage you to go. But definitely you have to push those orders on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and places like that, Apple Books. I appreciate you ordering from my website because there's a higher royalty for me, of course, but definitely we need to see some numbers on Amazon and all those places, Barnes and Nobles and Apple Books and and places like that. So I want to encourage you again for the last time. For those of you that have been living under a rock the last week, I wrote a book entitled Given Up on Purpose: How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Hurt to Reveal Destiny. It was written by yours truly, and forwarded by Pastor John Hanna. And so I want to encourage you to please go and support me on tonight. On behalf of everyone on this line, we are truly proud of you and your accomplishments. So thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate you. Thank you. I thank you. I thank you. It was not easy, but it certainly was worth it. Thank you, cousin. Please, thank you for supporting me and saying that you will go and buy. So again, I love y'all. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for those of you that have already gotten your copy. Um, I thank you. Please share the flyer. Share the information. I need this to go as far as it possibly can go. Lord willing, I'm supposed I talked to Barnes and Nobles in Shreveport. Shreveport was my home for 10 years. And so I'm not technically doing a book signing. I will do a book signing. I do want to do a book signing in Shreveport. But they're going to feature my book in the store, and they want me to come and sign a couple of books. So I plan to do that on the 30th. And so those of you in Shreveport, and those of you that know people in Shreveport, I want you to go to the Barnes and Nobles and get those 5 books so they can order some more books. And it goes further than that. So, and that will segue us into an actual book signing there. So I want to encourage you tonight, go and pre-order Given Up on Purpose. Don't just get one for you, get one for somebody else. You would be surprised the number of people that I talk to who come up to me and say, your story is my story. Wow. There's like people that are way older than me that said, you freed me. You helped me. I've forgiven my parents because of your testimony. I'll never forget. I don't even know if he's on here or not, but and I'm not going to say his name for sake of I don't know if he's shared this publicly, but I was not preaching at my church one Sunday morning. I know that sounds funny. I was preaching at another church on a Sunday morning, and I was looking for a musician, as I did not want to pull my musician from my church. And someone connected me with a musician. I didn't know him, but he had seen me before, heard me before, or played for something that I had before. And I was sharing my testimony of being given up at birth and adopted and feeling all of the things, and God healed me and all of that. And he, I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know him from a can of paint, but, later he told me that, he almost lost it while I was talking because he had just found out that who he thought was his mother all his life, this grown man, he had just found out that that wasn't his mother. And so he was living in that and feeling all of the things and hurt and emotional. And, he asked me to mentor him and asked, me to be in his life and to keep him encouraged. And so you never know why God leads us to share what it is that we've gone through. And a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but there are a lot of people that are adopted. There are a lot of people that weren't raised by their biological parents. And you don't have to be, a statistic. You don't have to be an outcast. You don't have to wear that as a bad thing. God has a way of doing all things on purpose for a greater purpose. And so I believe and I'm praying that many more people will be blessed because of this testimony as to what God has done and what he can do, what he's done for me and what he can do for you. So again, I want to encourage you tonight to go to wherever you prefer buying your stuff, your books. Go to Amazon, go to Barnes and Nobles, go to um, your Robo, if that's what you have, go to your Kindle, go to your Apple Books and pre-order Giving Up on Purpose. You can also go to my website, algernon.cooper or adlcministries.com, and you can pre-order Giving Up on Purpose. That will be released on March 27th. That is my 22nd ministry anniversary, the 27th of March. So I want to encourage you to please go and pre-order your book. All right, y'all, I've talked long enough. I love y'all. I thank y'all for hanging with me, even though some of y'all been quiet and ain't said a word, a mumbling word at that. But I appreciate you all for hanging out with me tonight. And hopefully I said something that has encouraged you. Hopefully I said something that has lifted you. And I pray tonight that you would go and support and pre-order your copy of Giving Up on Purpose, How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Hurt to Reveal Destiny. Pre-order it, and don't just do that, but go on my page. If you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, or you're watching me on TikTok, go to my page, share my posts about my book. That helps. Whatever you can do to help push and support, I want you to do it. And I thank you so much in advance. We're helpers one to another. So God bless you tonight. I love you all with the love of the Lord. And I pray and hope tonight that you have an awesome night and that you will live on purpose. Have a good night. We'll talk soon. God bless you, Brad. I'm praying for you. And listen, those of you that are in the Los Angeles area, I want you to be my special guest every Sunday morning at 10, every Tuesday at 7 at the Miracle Hub in the city of Los Angeles, California, located 9815 South Vermont Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Again, that's 9815 South Vermont Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. So please, ma'ams, please, sirs, stop by the Miracle Hub. Everybody needs a little miracle in their life, and you want to be a part of it. This month, every Tuesday, we're in revival for our March of Gladness revival, and you don't want to miss not another week, because every week it gets gooder and gooder. I know that ain't good English, but it gets gooder and gooder. It gets better and better. So I want to encourage you to come out and be a part of that. And then on the fifth Sunday night, March 29th, we are having Revival Sunday, a Miracle and Deliverance Revival, morning and night, 10 and 7 p.m. I want to encourage you to get to the Miracle Hub. Do you know yesterday someone called me, and not to paint the picture that I'm so great and wonderful, but there's someone that so believes in the anointing that's upon this ministry that they are coming from out of town, over 100 miles away. And 100 miles in your state might not be far, but 100 miles in California, that's 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. Sometimes 3 hours and some change, but they're planning a weekend trip to come and to be prayed for and have hands laid on. And they wanted to confirm that I would be in town. And so people are coming from near and far because Church Alive is worth the drive. So I want to encourage you tonight, those of you that are in Southern California, to come and be a part of what God is doing at the Miracle Hub, where yours truly is the pastor. We're located 9815 South Vermont Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Again, last but not least, I want to encourage you again, if you have not already pre-ordered your copy of my new book, my first book and my new book, Giving Up on Purpose, How God Uses Rejection, Abandonment, and Hurt, or Pain rather, to Reveal Destiny. I want to encourage you to go and pre-order it right now. As we used to say in Shreveport, right now. Go and pre-order it right now. Do not delay. Do not wait. Go and pre-order it. You can go to Amazon. You can go to Apple Books. You can go to barnesandnobles.com. You can go to my website, order your copy tonight. And I thank you so much in advance. Ebook, paperback, hardback, audiobook is coming soon. Thank you all tonight. Thank you for joining me. I love y'all. And I pray that you love me too. Go and pre-order it, and I'll talk to you soon.